All right, and that takes us into the main event of the prelim card. So, this is a nice lightweight bout between Bobby Green and Jim Miller. Bobby Green, I feel like that's a name that pops up for us
Mhm.
so much as of late. So, let's touch on him first. This guy, man, he's been in the UFC since 2013, man, sporting a 27-11-1 record, and he's 8-6 in the UFC, but with some very credible fights under his belt.
Mhm.
He's made mention of it before. Some of these guys who've been around, their records, they show around 500, but when you dive into who they've fought, it's actually a little bit more telling. So, most recently he did lose to Thiago Moises back in October. But prior to that,
Pies
he
was
was
really
rolling,
pissed about
man.
that one. Pies was pissed about that one. I don't know if you can remember that one. You were hella pissed about that one.
Yeah, because I didn't think he won.
Mhm.
So,
And think about it like this: he would have been that Kevin Holland level had he got that. He would have been one of those fighters we'd be talking about, right, in 2020. It's an
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
situation. Go ahead, sorry.
And it's crazy how, those things dictate your careers. So, prior to that fight, he was
Mhm.
rolling, and he had won 3 in a row, beat Guida, Venata, Alan
Mhm.
Patrick. And man, like I said, it's crazy to see some of the guys he's fought early in his career, Dustin Poirier, Barbosa. So, this guy's going to be looking forward to get back on track. And, if we're talking about credibility, look no further than Jim Miller himself, man. 32-15 record. Jesus,
Mhm.
man. And look at those losses. Oh my God, man. Honestly, I had to stop making the list. There were so many fire names on there. I'm like, once I got to Diego Sanchez, I'm like, there's no point in me listing any more names, man. Charles Oliveira, Dan Hooker,
I know.
Anthony Pettis, Dustin Poirier, Diego
Fought everyone.
Sanchez. Like, my God, man. We could just keep going. He did have 3 fights in 2020. He did go 1-2 in those fights. He finished Roosevelt Roberts and had a couple of losses by decision to, I believe, Vince Pichel and Scott Holtzman. So, he's going to be looking forward to getting back on track. This is a great fight to headline the prelims, man. I'm looking forward to it. What do you got for us here, man?
Yeah, so for me, I love that Jimmy Miller's getting a chance to keep fighting. Like he's elite. You went down the list. I don't need to. The man has fought absolutely everybody. He's actually looked pretty good in his most recent fights. You brought up Roosevelt Roberts. Yeah, I mean, I think that was the one of the most sneakiest, little submissions we've seen. And the guy is getting there, right? Like his boxing is looked good. It's getting better, but that ground game just continues to put him in the absolute deepest of talks when it comes to who we should be watching the UFC. And if there's anyone that's looking for a gatekeeper, just avoid this man's door, because with your name, he's now getting to the next level. And I think Jim Miller, that's this fight, right? Like I think Bobby Green, Jim Miller, like these are the names we want to be watching, right? These guys fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how exciting this is going to be, Pies. Well, both guys are going to want to throw. Jim Miller's, if he's getting outstruck, he's going to want to go for that takedown. But Bobby Green can scramble. He did that against Venata. Venata was getting outstruck in any scramble. You saw that Green could pretty much hold his own. And so I'm actually really surprised with kind of, think about how good he did against a guy like Thiago Moises. I mean, that was a fight where I just saw, a guy really come out of his shell. And I want to look back at his record, and you think about, it's a different Bobby Green that you saw 5 to 10 years ago. I think the skill was there, but maybe he was just a young guy kind of having his fun or doing his thing, if you will. But I think at this point, he's just taking his career very seriously. And like you said, the Dustin Poiriers and all those kinds of things, those are really going to be, the difference maker when you're hitting this prime at this level, going 3-0 during the pandemic, potentially, that 4-0, we'll leave it up to Pies. I just think that we're dealing with elites. Go back to Jim Miller, only person ever knock him out. Donald Cerrone. You know what I mean? Like these are some very serious contenders. And you talked about Vink Pickle. That's how we're gonna drop the name. He's actually a really good fighter, right? He just doesn't fight as much as you would think, but that guy barely ever loses, right? So again, Jim Miller constantly fighting the top class of the MMA, a top class that the UFC has to offer. And I think in this case, you're finally getting him, leave me alone. I don't want to be your gatekeeper. Let me take on a guy who is 3-1 in his last 4, and one of us can really kind of make that next jump.
Absolutely. And yeah, we're looking forward to this one. It's going to be a great one. A great way to headline and finish off that prelim card. Where do you see this one landing?
So, because of his scrambling ability, because of all of those, I mean, even from a Vegas perspective, like that's what I'm trying my best to take in. The recency bias is there, and if you're watching these fights, you're seeing what Bobby Green can do. Jim Miller does have the skill, so I'm going to go with Bobby Green as the favorite. Now, I think I might actually get laughed at for this line, but maybe I'm personally just, you know what? I'll try to split it down the middle to where I really think that Vegas could go crazy and put it, but I have to give it a minus 135. I can't go any higher than that for Bobby Green.
Wow. Minus 275, bro.
Bro, I was thinking, I was like, you cannot put him over minus 300. I will slap somebody, but minus 275 is crazy. It's crazy.
It's so high, yo.
Yeah. It's really high. The thing is that he's really, really good. Because if he can avoid this ground game, I just think he might actually be the better volume striker. You know what I mean? He will land more. He will cut him up 100%. So that's my thing. Whereas you want to talk about some Paisanian bets, we're going to be talking about maybe either man on points. Looks real tasty here. We're talking about Miller not getting knocked out since a prime Donald Cerrone via, I think it was kicks and punches and then ground and pound, that kind of thing. Like just a constant like mauling, that type of classic Donald Cerrone. And then we're talking about, Bobby Green, who really does pretty much lose on decisions. So let's keep a Paisanian lookout for that one, because I think that one's going to be
that gets me excited. Yeah, we're gonna get stupendous odds on the decision.
Yeah, because like you're talking about the perfect fight, homie, to bet on either fighter in the best way possible and go into the pay-per-view with a smile on our face.
You said it best, man. So that wraps up our prelims, and we're gonna be highlighting the main card very shortly. That was a true treat. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button if you haven't already done so. Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff is down there. Give us a follow. Pics will be on there. Always a treat with you, Mr. Sukumar.
My man, Mr. Paisan.
We'll see you guys soon, man.
Peace.